Ben Simmons met with Sixers medical professionals and Coach Doc Rivers today. He informed them he's not mentally ready to play to his expectations now. Sources telling ESPN he also talked to his teammates today. Simmons has to be evaluated now, and next steps will be based upon the determination of medical professionals. Again, sources telling ESPN. Kendrick Perkins back here with us. Stephen A., I'll start with you. Obviously, you guys have that game tonight, NBA Countdown, ESPN. We know the Nets are going to the Sixers. That's at 7:30 Eastern. What are your thoughts on this latest info?
You know, there are rare moments in this line of work, this business, where I wish I didn't have to say anything. But that's not what I signed up for. You have a subject to tackle, and you have to tackle it. So I'll do that. But I'll do so reluctantly. And the reason I'm doing so reluctantly is because, Molly and Perk, mental health is a very, very serious issue.
Yeah.
We know it. We get it. Our hearts go out to people who are suffering from it.
Absolutely.
We want to make sure we're not a part of that society who encouraged people to keep it underground. We want to encourage people to be honest and open about it, to be forthright and courageous in coming forward and really articulating what their concerns are so they can receive the help and assistance that they need. And I'm all for that, if it's legitimate. With most people who are not in the public eye, we usually get to take them at their word. I'm going to do the same with Ben Simmons. But I think it's important to articulate the point. I don't have to. Neither does Kendrick Perkins. Neither do you. Neither do Sixers fans out there. Because let's analyze what has happened. Ben Simmons told Doc Rivers, Daryl Morey, and the Sixers organization in July he wanted out. He didn't say anything about mental health. He went over at Rich Paul's house, met with them. He said, this is what I want to do. He didn't like what was going on the previous years before Doc Rivers arrived. My belief is he doesn't like Joel Embiid. Joel Embiid clearly doesn't like him. They also said Ben Simmons will go and play anywhere but Philadelphia. They didn't say mental health then. Months have passed. We didn't hear anything about any mental health issues. Then on top of it all, you come into camp. After staying away, you came into camp. You get thrown out of practice, your second practice. You say anything about mental health? When you were chilling in Calabasas, you ain't say nothing about mental health. But now that we got a game tonight in Philly where it's the first time you're supposed to show up in front of those fans who you came across as blaming for how you performed in Atlanta in the playoffs for the first time, that's what we're hearing. I am not qualified to judge him negatively. I have to take him at his word. But I want to caution folks about something. This issue of mental health is incredibly, incredibly important. And there are millions of people in this country and in this world that are legitimately going through stuff and suffering because of it. All I'm imploring Ben Simmons, if that truly is what's happening with you, my brother, I wish you nothing but best. Do what you got to do. Get yourself together so you can have the prosperous career you deserve because you a jump shot away from being LeBron James 2.0. You're that special. But if there's any illegitimacy to it, the only word that comes to my mind, Big Perk, is sadness. Because if anybody detects it to be illegitimate, that's going to give people an excuse to question those who have legitimate mental health issues. And I sincerely hope that that's not the case here, Big Perk. That's all I really have to say about that.
You know what? I'm gonna say this, Stephen A. And I'm gonna take you down from a former NBA player, right? And what people don't realize is this. People think, oh, they getting paid a lot of money. Oh, they are in the NBA. They got the fortune and the fame and blah, blah, et cetera, et cetera. Man, listen, the day-to-day things that an NBA player and professional athletes deal with is crazy. So when it comes down to this particular moment, when Ben Simmons said he's not mentally ready to play, I'm not going to take it as he's saying that he's having mental health problems. I'm just going to take it as of right now he's in a maybe, and I'm not a doctor, but maybe just in a slight stage of I just need a little me time to decompress. Because this could be a bit much, right? You know, you trying to hold out, you're not getting paid, you're losing money, your name is all over the media every single day. And here's the thing that I would tell Ben Simmons. Paul George went through the same thing in the bubble. Paul George leaned heavily on Doc Rivers. And then Paul George threw Doc Rivers under the bus after Doc Rivers, you know, brought him in and talked with him and embraced him like a son, but that's another story. But if I'm Ben Simmons, I would actually, you know, go and try to find someone to talk to, and I would go and talk with Doc. Listen, Stephen A., you know Doc like I know Doc. Man, Doc is a great human being.
Yes, he is.
Doc is a guy that you could pull to the side and you could have a real conversation with. You could share real information with. Forget the basketball, forget the player coaching side of it, but y'all actually could talk man to man.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.